Hey guys, today let us see how to use parameters in variables and how to reuse variables using parameters. Okay, we'll start with a simple example. Let's create a simple variable. Let's say I want to do a sum of two numbers. Okay, so let me create an expression. It says sum of 2 plus 5. Okay, which is going to return 7. Now, if I want to create a variable with parameter, so that I will get a variable and I can reuse that variable. Let's say instead of 2 and 5 I can pass any number dynamically. I can simply call the variable and I can give pass parameters with any value, so that this will act as a function. So like similar to a function, how we pass parameters, right? So same way we can have this variable as a function and we can pass parameters. Let me create a variable called vsum. Let me define the formula. So it's going to be sum of my first value plus my second value. So this $1 and $2 will take the same order, similar to how we pass when we call the variable. Meaning I can call this variable vsum. I can pass any value, let's say 3 comma 5. Let me expand this variable with the dollar. So when I say dollar of v sum, you could see the actual formula is sum of 3 plus 5. Okay, so first number 3 will be assigned to $1, second number 5 will be assigned to $2. So in the same order. So 3 and 5 are the parameters which I am passing dynamically, and I'm using this variable. So which is going to return 8, right? So if I want, I can reuse the same variable in another place, and I can pass different values, right? Say 4 comma 7, so which is going to give me a different result. So same variable, I can use it as a formula or a function, and I can reuse it in multiple places, all by changing the parameter values alone. Okay, so now explore this with the data set. Okay, so I have this simple data set, marks of student, three students by different subject, three subjects. Okay, so let's say if I want to um show some of the total marks for a particular subject. Okay, let's say chemistry. So ideally we would write a formula something similar, right? So sum of marks, curly brace, angle brace, subject is equal to chemistry. Okay, so which is going to return the 250. Let me select chemistry, so which is 250, right? So this is how we get marks for a particular dimension. Let's say chemistry here. And if I want the similar thing for another subject, then I have to recreate this entire formula. I have to pass a different value, right? So instead I can create a variable which I can reuse it. Okay, so we subject marks. Okay, so here what I will do is, instead of chemistry, I will say $1. Okay. So now this is how I'm using this parameter here within the set, within the variable. Okay. Now this is my variable. Now when I call this variable, let me use it over here. So when I say v subject marks, I can simply pass the value, right? So I can say maths. So let me expand this variable using dollar sign. So when I say v dollar of v subject and I pass this parameter, you could see that parameter is assigned here automatically. I could see sum of marks where subject is equal to maths, right? So this is how we can use parameter and pass values. We can also have multiple parameters, like the way we saw in the very first example, right? Similarly here I can uh, get marks for a particular student. So I can pass two values. One is the student name, second is the subject name, right? So let me create a variable. Let's say b student marks. Okay, and here what I will do is, so my first parameter is for subject, second parameter is student name, which is $2. So this is the order I have to follow. So my first parameter will always be considered for subject alone, $1. The second parameter will always be considered for student name. Okay, fine. Now let's go to UI. Let us pass parameters to these variables. Um, let's say I want to know the marks for Lee. Okay, so Lee's physics mark for, okay, so Alice Lee. So what I have to do is I have to use this variable v student mark. The first is going to be the subject followed by the student name. So this order shouldn't change because my first parameter is obviously going to be assigned as $1, so which is subject, and the $2 is always going to be assigned. I mean, the second parameter is always going to be assigned for $2, which is student. Okay, so now I could see Lee's math smart, right, which is 80. Okay, so this is how we can pass multiple parameters to a variable, and we can reuse these variables in multiple places. Okay, hope we got some basic understanding of dollar expansion of variables using parameter. Please do let me know in the comment section for any clarification. Thanks for watching.